I'm Ash, and apparently I'm in control of this shit tonight. So hi, welcome. Happy Pride. I am DMing for the first time this wonderful group of scallywags. Hey guys, who are you? We
Hello,
were
my name is Andy. It's lovely to be here. Happy Pride, everybody.
Hey, I'm Soul Queen, but I generally get shortened to Salt.
I'm Sam, better known as Plague, I suppose. Plague Maiden with an underscore at the end.
I'm Jess, or misskass. I am part of Split the Party. Happy June, happy Pride. I'm excited and afraid to be here.
Hi, I am Ash. I make stuff. I am a cast member here on the Law Rights in the sort of Skulls game, and DMing for the first time. So, just before we start, I just want to say a huge shout out to Awfully Queer Heroes, whose module we are playing probably for the majority of Pride Month and beyond. Hey, you guys want to get into it? A life of adventure is not without its rough mornings, but this one might just set the record. Fucking hell, you are so hungover right now. Your heads throb, and the light streaming into wherever you are is not doing anything to help with that. As much as you wish otherwise, though, in this moment, you are alive, albeit very uncomfortable. You're all pressed against lumpy mattresses, straw filling poking out into your skin at odd places. There's this awful smell, like the after aroma of sweat, sweet and musty. And all the same, there is the sharp freshness of a sea breeze blowing throughout the room. As your eyes open, blinking against the light, you are greeted by the damp stone walls and gloomy interior of a prison cell. A small window sits high on the rear wall, letting in the offending light, and a heavy door with a barred window sits on the opposite wall. All of you are in your casual clothes, your packs and armor and weapons and arcane foci nowhere in sight. But, graciously it seems, you have landed in prison together. As a result, your cell is maybe not the most spacious, but misery loves company, and you have plenty. Waking first, Penelope. Can you describe your character for us?
Penelope is a satyr. She is more deer-like than she is goat-like. She has like a tawny reddish kind of colored fur on her bottom half with like little cute white spots on her fur. She has little short antlers on the top of her head, and she is apparently not having a good time right now.
Not at all. So as you blink your eyes open, you do see the forms of your friends, like just sort of slumped against the wall, like not even really laying down, just kind of like slumped in place. And as you're watching, Skipper, welcome to the waking world. There's no such thing as magical ibuprofen, but
I wish there was. Skipper is a tiefling, fairly tall and fairly well built. Clearly knows how to bench press more than I probably could. Her skin is like this light sky blue, and she has this short, messily cut red hair. The shirt she's probably wearing is ripped in multiple places along the sleeves, and the jacket vest thing that she has over top is ripped right at the sleeves. She probably flexed a little too hard when she first got it.
It could be the light, or it could be the straining of your muscles against the remaining cloth of your jacket that wakes Cephyrin from their drunken slumber. Jess,
Yes.
please describe yourself.
Okay. Cephyrin is a poison dragonborn, so she's got green horns, and green skin. She kind of dresses in purple, like very flowing outfits. Almost like their fins, like imagine the fin of a huge goldfish, or like a betta, where the clothes kind of like flow behind her with like an otherworldly sort of air, like wind is blowing through her clothes all the time, just so it kind of looks like she's moving through the water. I think I'm gonna like wake up feeling real crusty and cast the first spell if you allow me, and I'm gonna create a handful of good berries for everybody. So then I just kind of like I put one in my own mouth and I feel very slightly restored by like 1 hit point perhaps, and then I go around the rest of the room and just shove them into people's mouths, awake or not, because the good berries are healing, and then I put the rest of them into my pants. I don't know. Yeah, okay.
So, it is the sweet and slightly tart flavor of what you know is a magical goodberry, Tohi, that awakens you from your slumber. There is not a monster that you cannot slay, but hangovers, that's a different beast altogether.
Just kind of waking up, it's dribbling down the side of my mouth a little bit, and you just see this slightly pale, with a green tint, Eladrin just sit up, and as he sits up, his hair is like a mixture of auburn and like mousy brown, just flowing down to his shoulders, and he's got almost a leaf pattern around his shoulders that almost look like pauldrons, but they're just kind of part of his body, and they're a mixture of like bright greens, light yellows, and some slightly darker reds. Quite slender, and he's a dancer. That's Tohi.
As you all come to consciousness and take in your surroundings, you do hear, like on the other side of the door, there are footsteps walking around every 10, 15 minutes or so. Just seems like someone's keeping a patrol. So, hey, players, pirates, friends, what did you get up to last night?
I feel like it's the drinking game to end all drinking games.
Whose idea was this again?
Can I roll a history check to see if I even know?
It's not me.
Yeah, you can roll a history check.
I got a 7. How do my memories I got an 8, sorry. How do my memories feel about yesterday? Fuzzy? Am I fuzzy? I'm probably fuzzy, right?
You're very fuzzy. Like, you distinctly remember the sound of, like, a door slamming shut, but that is very possibly the sound of your cell door having been closed behind you.
I rolled a 9.
I got
A 9.
3.
A 3.
I also, for history, rolled very, very poor. 4.
Oh god, we don't know.
This is
Nothing.
very fitting.
Tohi, there is a distinct smell of smoke on your clothes. Penelope and Skipper, you have dust in your hair that's like little tiny pebbles, like bits of... It looks kind of like you went through a plaster wall, perhaps.
Did we play with gunpowder again?
I don't think we played with gunpowder. I mean, like...
It smells like we did, but honestly, the last thing I remember is this splitting headache and just waking up here, so... Anyone's guess is as good as mine.
I think we started just like at a tavern. I don't even remember.
Oh, that's how it always starts.
What were we
though,
drinking?
I think I remember Skipper. Were you arm wrestling again?
Oh, probably.
That would make sense.
I touch the edges of your clothes and I'm like, this is along the muscle, like the tears, like exactly follow the outline of where you've been flexing too much.
Flex. Do my muscles feel sore from like extreme use?
Roll a constitution check.
Oh boy.
Because you are a level 16 barbarian, so...
It's a 19.
They don't feel too sore, but as you do flex and the shirt does rip a little further.
Clearly I won whatever fight wrestle we were doing.
Yeah, but did we beat their friends? Because we obviously not. We've ended up here.
Look, I've... maybe they... look, maybe I won, and they were like, wow, Skipper, you're so cool. Here's a bunch of drinks on the house. And I was like, no, it's too many drinks for me. Give them to my friends.
As you guys are having this conversation, there is like a... on the cell door. Ow, that really hurt. There's a bang on the cell door. And that's exactly what one of the guards says to you. Keep it down in there. You caused enough trouble for one weekend.
What charges are we here for?
Don't know. You'll have to ask someone else. Just keep
A
someone with their
succulent
patrol.
meal. A succulent Chinese meal.
Can a man not drink at a tavern?
As he's walking away, can I just like make a little check to see if I can spot like him carrying any keys on his hip or anything like that?
You don't see any keys on this person.
Okay.
Do we have
Like-
a window that leads out the other way?
So the sunlight was coming through, like, again, a small barred window that the sun appears to be lowering itself across.
What's out that window?
You can see the harbor. You look down and it's just like a maze of streets. Like, it's buildings and buildings and buildings and warehouses and alleyways snaking between them. The harbor's probably like half a kilometer down the way.
Many feet.
Yeah,
Many.
it's at least 12 feet away. I'm not wrong.
So we're not chained up or anything. They've just clearly thrown our drunk asses into the
Yeah.
cell and forgotten about us, essentially.
Yes.
Do we recognize the city?
You guys are in a city called Helm. And it is maybe not the nicest city, but the government really hates pirates here. You guys know that, and you were laying low earlier in the week when you arrived, but clearly something has gone a little amiss. There's a rap at the door.
Hello?
I've been told that you're inquiring about your charges.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Why do you keep us here?
Drunk and
Also-
disorderly, mainly. Also, you blew up an abandoned building.
So we were playing with gunpowder.
Oh, well, I'll put that on the record.
Oh.
You hear,
no,
you
more
hear the
charges.
scratch. You hear the scratch of a quill. You'll be kept here until Thursday when the municipal courts open again, and you can plead your cases before a judge. However, it is the weekend, and I shan't be letting you out.
What about for good behavior?
No such thing. You're in
What if we
prison.
told you we don't remember anything?
That makes it worse.
We were framed.
I highly doubt that. You were found in the middle of the burned
Yeah.
building, very drunk.
Is that a crime? Having a good time?
I'm not
Succulent
a lawyer.
Wade Helm meal.
Well,
It's gonna be in my head all night.
I'm not a lawyer. You cannot plead. I am not a judge. You cannot plead your case to me. I am simply
can
here to review your charges.
Can we have a lawyer? Can we have one? Have you got any?
You can have one on Thursday when the courts reopen. They don't work on the weekends, unlike some of
so
us
the
who are
courts
stuck.
get a break and we don't?
I would like to remind you that I am standing here working on a weekend, and I do not get to see my children.
Oh,
Where
would
you
really?
work?
I'm so sorry. You should...
Not all people who work in government are equal.
Could I
Oh.
ask a question of you, real quick?
Depends on the
Um,
question. What do you want?
Does part of your work involve getting us a pitcher of water, by any chance?
It will come with dinner. You only have about half an hour left to wait.
Thank you.
It's pretty criminal that they're not letting you see your kids on the weekend.
It's called shift work. I'm not letting you out.
It was worth
If
a
there is nothing
try.
else, good day.
What if you're not on shift?
No,
Will you let
it's-
us out?
No. And you just hear the scuttling of little gnomish feet as this person scuttles away. Hey, if nothing else, at least maybe you're going to have a delicious meal sometime soon.
Succulent prison meal.
Roll an investigation check if you like.
That's a natural 20.
Yay.
Hell
Oh,
yes, the
let's
first one.
go.
Let's go.
Yay!
So, looking around this room, you can see heavy grooves on the floor, and you can see scratches covering the door. You gather just by looking around this room, there have been plenty of escape attempts, probably some that succeeded, and every time the local government built the prison up stronger. Like, it is just reinforcement upon reinforcement because they really, really don't like pirates here. Or rats. Pirates. They don't like pirates here.
We could plead in front of the judge that they are stereotyping us based on how we dress.
Just because we wear pirate hats and eye patches doesn't mean that we are
Exactly.
pirates.
Some of us are just have eyes missing. We just like baggy shirts and stripy pants. Sue us. Not actually.
Boats and the ocean and stealing
Yeah.
a bit.
We're just sailors.
It's definitely more than half an hour later when dinner does arrive. It is starting to get a little dark outside. You can see like the early evening stars. And you hear a bang on your cell door. And you see the shadow of this enormous fucking dude pass over the window and says, "Step back." The door unlocks and it's like click, 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 click. It's like 3, 4, 5 locks. And the door swings open just enough to slide some bowls of broth inside. And then bang, closed. Click, 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 click. It actually doesn't smell terrible. It looks to be some kind of soup with some chunks of meat and vegetables floating around in. Definitely a succulent wayfell meal.
Oh, this is much better than I was expecting.
Definitely a well-funded prison. That was like 5 locks at least. I don't know if we're gonna be able to escape this.
I was just gonna like hold the bowl of soup right up to my face and see if like maybe there's a key. Maybe they dropped a key in it. Is there a key in my soup? Is there anything useful that is not just soup, or is it just soup?
It's a bit of a murky broth. So do you like?
Yeah, why not? Put
There is nothing. There is
now
not.
I have
I'm
soup
sorry.
on my hands as well as.
I just went. I was really hungry.
Yeah, I chugged
just
my
like-
soup as well.
Skipper, Skipper, as you start to drink your soup, there's something in there that probably shouldn't be in there.
Oh, is the key in their soup?
I just take it out and just have a look
It
at what it
is.
is.
It is a folded note. It's very
Oh.
soupy. It's a very soupy note right now.
I'm gonna just unroll it.
And also, the soup is fucking delicious. The note reads, "You have attracted the attention of the Pirate Queen. She has deemed you worthy of release from this prison in exchange for your services on a task of most importance. The cell door will be unlocked tonight during shift change. Use the cellar exit if you wish to draw less attention. There is a schooner and a temporary crew waiting for you in Dock 3. Make your way there as quickly as possible, alone, and head to Blood Moon Bay. The Queen is waiting."
Skipper read it to herself. Just folds it up. I don't think the Pirate Queen is a thing for me.
Are you reading your soup like tea leaves? Do you?
Yeah. I'm magic user now.
What's it say?
Oh, she just wants to meet me at Dock 3 tonight.
Just you?
It said come alone. You can
At
tag
this
along.
point, Tohi's gonna look for in his soup. He's just like only sipped a little bit. He's gonna see if he's got anything in his. If he's got a love letter too.
There are no letters, love or otherwise, in anyone else's soup.
Who wants to meet at Dock 3 tonight? The doors are going to be unlocked after the shift change. You guys could probably come with, I suppose.
If you're happy for us to tag along, Skipper, we'll gladly escort you.
Yeah, if you want to. So, no pressure.
How long do we think that's going to be until shift changes?
Feasibly within the next couple of hours. Probably also never been thrown into Wavehelm prison before, and are not entirely certain of the guards' routines.
I guess we just wait for the click of those locks and then we go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm freshening myself up first.
So you guys know, at the mention of the Queen, you guys know that this refers to Queen Grace Tidesong. They say that she was born upon the sea and never left. She amassed one of the largest pirate fleets that's ever been seen in modern history, and through her command, a golden age of piracy flourished. She's established out of Blood Moon Bay, which is an island stronghold south, more towards the equator. They say that it's perpetually protected by the spirits of pirates who have fallen in the seas. They keep the waters around the island rough and insurpassable, except for those who know how to navigate them.
I did hear that she was quite hot.
If anyone's going to impress them, it's going to be our Skipper. So,
Yeah.
You guys, you're so nice.
I mean, for all we know is from the look of you blew up a building by flexing. So
Yeah, you know what? That's
I
probably
mean,
what
who
happened.
can really say that they can do the
Gotta
same?
Keep these puppies in check.
Is there anything else you would like to do as you wait for the guard change?
I think I'm gonna wild shape, but I'm gonna wild shape into a cat. But I still have the horns, like an orange tabby, but with like a greenish tint to it.
Yes.
And then I just sit down politely in the corner and wait. Because what I'm hoping is that I can kind of stick to the shadows a little bit better and try and figure out where our stuff might be hiding, so I could like go ahead and kind of scout. I put my little paws up against the door. And I start like trying to hop towards the bars in the hopes that somebody will pick me up.
Oh, puppy.
I'll come pick you up. I'm very gentle, my little queen.
I purr a little bit. I guess I'll just hop out the bars. I'll try to stealth through the corridor, trying to dart between the shadows.
You land silently, light on your little toe beans.
Can I go both directions, like left or right?
It's Pride Month. You can go whatever way you want. Perhaps it is the cat's instincts, perhaps it is your instincts, but you find yourself in the prison kitchen.
I will remember this location as we try to exit, and then keep exploring.
As you get to the end of the corridor, there's another right turn, and you just hear cat here coming from a cell to your left. You just see like this much of a face just kind of peering over. And just like, there's like a hand sort of poking out, but it kind of gets stuck on the meat of the forearm. Just like, kitty, come here.
I can't talk, so what do you want from me? And I go meow 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 meow.
Okay. You got the keys?
I stand up on my hind legs and I pat my belly like I'm looking in my pockets for keys. Obviously there are no keys, so nothing happens. And then I sit back down again.
That's not got the keys. You just hear like grumbles from the inside of the cell, and the arm is a little stuck, and then it manages to retract through the bars.
Okay.
But
continue on my adventure then.
There is light spilling out of a not open doorway, but it is barred. It is weirdly not as reinforced as your cell doors, and you can walk right through because the bars are wide enough for that.
What's in here?
Looks like an armory.
Does it have our stuff? I guess I'll go as high as I can to see what's around, because I'm aiming to find our possessions.
So you jump up onto this table and you are face to face with Filson McBilson, who looks... who, despite being a telescope-eyed goldfish who cannot make any facial expressions, looks terrified because you are a cat.
He's like a goose. He's one of those fish with a big googly eyes.
Yeah. So it's just sitting there like.
I put my head down and I like pat my horns so that he knows who I am. Filson McBilson is a fish that lives in what was it like?
An adamantine infused glass orb.
Right.
That
So
cannot be. He's a pet who cannot be killed because
he's
he's
goldfish.
immune to critical hits.
He lives in our orb.
He lives in your
amazing.
orb.
I try to chill him out, but I'm also trying to like see where the rest of our stuff is and if it's all here.
Yeah, it is laid out on this table. You can see that they've kind of like gotten a couple of towels and like wrapped it around the bottom of the orb to create like a little nest so that it doesn't roll. Like there's a couple of like not scuffs, but there's definitely some dirt smeared on the outside of Filson's orb. So it's possible that either he was in this explosion that Skipper caused with their biceps last night, or perhaps they had put this orb on the table and it just rolled off a couple of times. But yeah, your stuff is all laid out here on this table.
I think I'll probably head back then, because at least I can navigate us out once we're released from our cage.
You make your way back, and you can jump up into the window of the door, and just sort of like muscle yourself through.
I'll change back and I'll explain to everyone what I've seen, and I know we can get our stuff back. I also know where there's a lot of food.
Did you see the cellar that we're supposed to be leaving through?
No. But I do know where our stuff is, and Filson is safe, so we just gotta make sure that we take him with us as we leave.
Good.
Thank God.
Yeah, he's all good.
What would we
Just
do without Filson?
Just as buggy-eyed as when we left him.
So, You wait. You wait by the door, listening for every footstep, for the metallic rattle of keys that signify your release. It doesn't come. You wait and wait, and the sky outside grows dark, and your cell grows cold as the sunlit warmth leaves it. And hours pass, waiting by this door, and you can hear, off in the distance, the marching of boots as guards leave. And those of you by the door, you feel this odd pressure almost surrounding you. It's like tinnitus, like the moment of quiet that comes before your ears start ringing, and you wait. You wait. The ringing never comes, but silently, the door swings open. No creak of hinges, no latch clicking, just pure noiselessness.
Thank you.
You have 15 minutes.
Okay, I run towards where our weapons are stored.
As you take off down the hall, Penelope, I'm going to say that your hooves clatter a little too loudly on the stone ground and echoes. And you just hear, "What was that?" Ceph, you know the way, but there are 2 guards now on patrol, looking for the source of that noise. So you guys book it, and you turn the corner, and there's no one there. You do see a face pressed against cell bars. Hey, let us out, mate. I can tell you where the keys are. They're in the armory. They hang them on the wall beyond a shield. You get me out, I'll tell you how to get out of here without using the front door. How about that?
I like that idea.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Can you distract the guards? We're gonna bring back the keys. We think there's some guards chasing us. Can you distract them?
Yeah, if you let me out, I'm just going to run out the front door. You're not going to catch me. Fast as the wind, boy.
We'll come back to you.
Yeah.
You get to the armory. Ceph, you with horns. Hey. You see the cat around here? Cat's going to get me the keys.
Sure, okay. That sounds pretty normal of you, that you spoke to a cat.
Do you often speak to cats?
Yes.
Is that part of the
All right,
reason why you're
boss.
here?
No,
How padded is your cell?
it's not. You're going to let me out so I can find the cat, or not?
But I thought the cat was bringing you the keys anyway.
Let me out or I'll shout for the guards.
Okay, alright. Yeah, we can do that.
You make your way to the armory door. It's not locked. But Ceph, Filson's still sitting there.
Oh, there's
And-
just so much, my little guy. I'll pick him up and like brush the dirt off and try and find my backpack so I can put him inside.
Given that he is a small goldfish with no powers of speech, higher intelligence, or the ability to give facial expressions, he's giving you so much attitude right now.
The
Whatever
vibes
you did
are
last
wrong off
night,
this bitch.
he's pretty pissed. So-
Can the rest of us grab our stuff
Just
from in the armory as
Grab
well?
it, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's on the table. Like, it's
I'm gonna-
like, your weapons
Put
are
my
like at
shit
the
back
bottom of the
on.
pile. Yeah, you guys do that. It does cost you a little bit of time, but you do get ready.
Can I see those keys?
You don't super see them. However, Ceph, with your passive perception of 20, you can
Ooh.
just see the keys hanging out of the bottom of this shield. And you
I
are
was
free
just
to
gonna
grab
run
them.
around slapping all the shields off the wall, but yes, I will take the keys.
Now that I've grabbed everything, I think Tohi would have wanted to just cast Pass Without a Trace as soon as he picked everything to help us kind of escape.
Just a
I
flat
already
10.
rolled 23, so
So that's a 33.
I only got a 9.
Great, so 19.
Nat 1.
Ooh,
Oh.
that is
Ooh.
another fail.
36.
Really happy to be reunited with my axe, to be honest.
And so Arcade is like, "Hello, Skipper. I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, just got busy.
I don't mean to alarm you, but there are people approaching this location."
Thank you for the warning.
As you walk out of the armory, 3 of you manage to just meld into the shadows. It's like one of the torches on the wall extinguished itself just for you. Skipper, you smack
Yeah.
the axe straight into the metal bars of the door when you're trying to put it away. You are heard, and you do hear feet rushing to your position.
Quick, unlock the cell so we can make our escape. I get ready to cast darkness just in case.
who has the keys and how many doors are you unlocking?
Let's do the ones we've spoken to for now.
You unlock 2 doors and 1 prisoner walks out of each cell. The one who was after the cat just fucking books it towards the exit, going, "Here, kitty! Here, kitty! Here, kitty! Here, kitty!" The other one is like, grabs you by the shoulders, Seth, and he's like, "Cheers. So what you want to do, head to the back wall, that side. There's a cellar door. Just go down. There's like another pair of doors on the other side. Good luck." And also just books it. And you all hear the footsteps of guards chasing this figure.
Let's
Yeah.
get
We've
out
got
of
our
here.
distraction. Yeah, let's go.
Let's get
Yeah.
rid of that queen.
Absolutely.
You guys head down this set of stairs, door closing behind you, and it is a cellar. It looks like a storm cellar specifically. There is a set of storm doors on the other side of the room.
Yeah, I'll open them up. If it's the 2 that are opening outwards, I'm going to use both of my hands just to be like,
Aragon style.
Yes, that's
Aragon
exactly what I
style.
was thinking.
Yeah.
You throw these doors open and they smash against the cobblestones on either side. As you make your way out into the sea breeze and freedom, you are greeted to an empty alley and the echo of wood slapping against stone. It almost definitely drew some attention. You are so fucking confident as you take off to the right. You're like, this is the way. You looked out that window that you guys had seen the city from, and you're like, yeah, this is the way. I absolutely know where we're going. And you do. It seems like you are making progress. You can smell the sea breeze getting stronger. You can hear gulls crying closer and closer. And you also find yourself surrounded by 6 guards.
Oh.
I'm going to need you guys to roll initiative. Tohi, you're up first, my friend. You guys have approached this alley and there's like a T-junction. You have 3 guards on either side. You have about 20 feet of space between where the alley that you're in opens and where the wall of the next building is. And these guys are kind of spaced out. One of them is absolutely the gnome from earlier. That's them. I want them caught and I want them returned to prison.
I'm going to take out like a single arrow. I'm just going to throw it into the air. And I'm going to cast Conjure Barrage. As I throw the arrow up, it's just going to turn into a giant bouquet of roses and just kind of splash out across the whole alleyway in front of me. And
Damn tuxedo mask, get it.
they all need to make a dex save.
These guys have a little bit of resistance, you realize, as your damage does not do as much as you thought that it might. The gnome guy, however, he's got one like straight through the shoulder and does not look happy about it. Like, I'm a bookkeeper. I am a man of the law. How dare you?
I'm just going to look at Skipper and ask them if they're ready to impress the Pirate Queen.
Always.
And I'm going to reach my hand out and say, well, then prepare to dance. And if they're willing, I'm going to use my phase step bonus action to send them 30 feet towards the left group. As you take my hand, I just like point towards the area, kind of pirouette you, and you kind of just teleport off in a little burst of green, yellow, and red leaves, and then appear 30 feet closer to the group. Get them in the best position possible.
One of the guards on the right is going to step up to you, Tohi, and make a multi-attack with their sword. 37 points of slashing damage. And then they are just going to sort of stand there with the thing out. Not the thing, the sword out.
What have they got out?
They got their great sword out. Stand down, mate. It's not worth it. Get back in your cell. It'll be over.
Well, it looks like I've got someone to dance with.
Seth, it is your turn.
So my armor is called the Armor of Fungal Spores.
Yeah.
So I can take a bonus action to make the armor emit poisonous spores, which fill a 10-foot radius sphere centered on myself. Each creature must succeed on a DC 15 con throw or be poisoned until the end of my next turn. It's my, draconic energy coming out of the plate, and poison spores like float out of my armor along the ground and then like kind of float up into everybody's faces. I'm going to also cast my breath weapon at them. The guys who failed take 18, and the one who saves takes 9. I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to back on out of there. That's why I just popped in and exploded poison and ran away.
Penelope, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the left.
Mhm.
I'm going to hit with my my mace, Lightbringer. Before I hit them with my Lightbringer, I give it the command to glow. So it's bright as a torch.
You maybe get a little blinded by the activation
By
of
my
the
own
light.
thing.
Yeah,
That's
and
okay.
just sort of swing wildly and just miss a little.
As a bonus action,
Mhm.
I would like to summon a spiritual weapon.
Like
I'm
a s-
gonna summon a trident, I think.
Mhm. Very thematic, very cool.
Side note, it represents the trident that my mermaid lover uses. I have a lot of lovers. You will learn this. A dirty 20 to hit. And when I do that, I have a little catchphrase.
Okay.
Even though I missed with my mace, I say, my mother always said the pen was mightier than the sword.
And is so mighty.
That's my
That
turn.
brings us to Skipper.
As I'm like getting my axe off my shoulder now that I've teleported,
Mhm.
can I turn to the gnome and like free action tell him something?
Yeah.
You should probably get out of here, nerd.
Roll an intimidation check for me.
25?
He looks at you with sheer terror. It's not his turn yet, so he's just gonna panic quietly.
I would then like to rage.
How
I
badly
think-
does their shirt get torn?
Where the hairs already are, you can see them
Mhm.
like tense up
Mhm.
and like brace themselves. And like the tears, like you can see where it's torn now. At least, like their
Yeah.
arms are like tight in the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I would like to get the guy that I'm behind. And I'm going for non-lethal, by the way. I'm trying to knock these guys out. I don't want to kill them.
Yeah,
I don't need
that's
murder
okay.
on my rap sheet.
Any more murder on your rap
Yeah.
sheet?
Yeah.
This guy, like the edges of his armor rip open and pierce into his skin. Not your weapon, but his armor is now hurting him. It's this guy's turn. The guy who you are peeling like a can of sardines. He looks at you and he pulls a dagger and his hand is shaking. That's 2 points of damage.
Owie.
One of the tears in your shirt just kind of a little longer.
Gonna need a new shirt after this.
And then he is just going to tremble as a bonus action. There is another person who shares his initiative who is going to step up and stand shoulder to shoulder with the guard that is with Tohi. He is going to attempt to push you to the ground. It's a natural 20.
I rolled a natural
So
22.
you see him coming, right? And he's got his hands out to push you, and you brace with all your might, and you push back, and you guys are like locked in this like push and like it's kind of like when you're on the sea and a sail comes loose and you're trying to pull against the wind to get that sail locked back in place. You've done this dance before. You know exactly what muscles to engage in order to keep this dude at bay. He is just a sail pushing against the wind, pulling against you. Two of them are going to step up and attempt to attack Skipper. They all rolled below a 7.
Too scared.
Skipper too
So-
scary.
Which brings us to the gnome's turn. He goes and just books it.
Nice.
Like the opposite direction. He is gone. Which brings us to the top of the initiative and Tohi.
Or am I able to push this person that tried to push me just like off?
You can pull away from it. He might go off balance because he is still pushing towards you. You can roll an acrobatics check
Mm-hmm.
to see if you can like duck out of this dude's embrace and send him tumbling.
That's a nat 20 or a 30 in total.
Yeah, you are locked onto this dude and you know what it's like to dance one-on-one with someone. And you feel his resistance shift just for a second and you take the opportunity and you duck. And he goes ass over tea kettle over your head and is now prone on the ground.
I'm going to look back at the person I was immediately fighting.
Yep.
And I'm going to mark them with my Slayer's Prey as my bonus action.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go in with my 2 attacks. I'm trying to do this non-lethally, so I'm kind of aiming for like shins and feet, trying to stab there so he can't like chase us afterwards.
Yeah, so he sees you do that and just steps over your blade in like, it's a very cool move though. Like, you've had dance partners. This is someone who
you
can
do
keep up
know
with
how
you,
to dance,
apparently.
huh? Impressive.
Yeah.
I like you.
That
Yes.
brings us to his turn. So he is going to make a trip attack.
Can I use my reaction of Defensive Duelist to add 5 to my AC?
Yes.
So I will do that, which takes my AC up to 21 in total.
Yes. So he swings, and just as he did, you jump over the blade. And it is very cool. You want to dance, pal? Let's dance.
Your moves are good so far. I'm enjoying myself.
Thanks, I've been practicing. Seth.
I'll go over to the guy on the ground and try and look big and intimidating in the hopes that maybe he will go away. Assuming that my aura is still kind of leaking poison, I'm going to cast Poison Spray at him. So he takes 14 damage. I'm just going to back away a little bit to try and stay out of like the physical fighting.
Pen, it is your turn.
So my character's a little embarrassed. I have this beautiful mace, and I'm just really terrible at using it.
It looks so good though, Pen. It
looks
really
great.
completes your outfit.
Yeah. That's all that matters. And brings out my eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually going to walk up to them and touch them and cast Inflict Wounds. 27 to hit.
Just
Yeah.
makes it. Yeah, 23 points of necrotic damage. This dude's face, like the veins in his neck, just turn black as necrosis creeps up in his body.
So Penelope just curtsies, and then that ends our turn.
So that brings us to Skipper again. Hi, you are surrounded by 3 guards, a spiritual weapon, and your friend Penelope.
I had planned
Yeah.
places to be tonight, and they're
Yeah.
ruining it for me. I'm gonna hit the guy that I've already hit.
This dude is, like, the dagger is almost falling out of his hand with how bad he is shaking.
I'm gonna give him like a you should run away look.
He
You're like-
gives you a, I just shit my pants look.
I give him an
Poor
he should
guy.
wear brown pants look. And I'll roll one of my attacks to hit one of the other 2 guys that are there. Oh my goodness, that's max damage.
He just drops to the ground.
I'm gonna tell the other guy I just hit him. Unless he looks like he wants to run as well.
He does not. He's just like, Barry, we were going for drinks after our shift.
We went for drinks too, and now look where we are.
That brings us to the guy who's almost certainly shit his pants. He just looks at you, drops the dagger, and runs. You can smell it. He's waddling. He's terrified. You've probably scarred this kid for life. That brings us to the guy who's on the ground. By Tohi is going to push himself up and wipe the dirt off his face. And he's going to try and push you over again, Tohi. It's not going to knock you prone, but you are pushed 10 feet away from your dance partner. Bringing us to the guy who Skipper just hit. Swings wide. But the 3rd hit does come straight down, and it's more than a nick this time. You also have the option to use your reaction to cast Hellish Rebuke. You are a tiefling.
14.
You watch as his armor starts to glow a little bit, and he just starts screaming as smoke erupts from around his collar. He's not dead, but he wishes he was right now. He's just gonna drop his sword, and like he's gonna start struggling to get his plate mail off.
Run to the water.
It's like half a kilometer away. It's not running. I don't know how many feet that is.
So at least 12.
Toei.
Skip my way back over, do a little twirl in between, and be like, you can't
Beautiful.
stop me.
At first, it looks like your rapier gets stuck on his armor, but you twist your hand a little bit, and it just slides between the gaps where the plate mail shifts, and you go like a foot deep in his abdomen. Seth,
Who looks the shittiest?
the guy who was burning alive in his armor.
I'm gonna go up to the guy who is currently screaming and burning alive.
Yep.
And just try to use my moon sickle on him in the hopes that I can kind of slash him enough that he might pass out but not die.
You could smack him in the head with the butt.
No, I want to cut him a little bit, but not too much.
Okay. Yeah, make your attack roll. The smoke billows out from like the neck of his armor and just kind of gets in your eyes a little bit, and you misjudge the distance. Ben, your turn.
Pen is going to unscrew the cap of her water flask a little bit, turn to the guy who's smoking in his armor and be like, you're looking a little hot there. And she's going to cast Ice Knife.
This shard hits this dude who is burning and he drops. As he drops, the shard then explodes. So I'm going to need Penelope and Skipper to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, I got a 4.
That's fine, because as a 16th level Circle of Salt Druid, you are immune to the 3d6 of cold damage that was coming your way. You are immune to cold
Wet
damage.
Druid, let's go!
So while Skipper and Penelope dive out of the way, Seth just stands there and just
I tank it.
shakes it off.
Can I hold out my hand and I stop all the ice shards like in the Matrix?
Yeah, sure.
Matrix style.
Amazing.
I turn to my companions. I'm like, my bad.
So that brings us back to Skipper.
I will attack then the one that Tohi isn't dancing with because I
Mhm.
respect him enough that I know he likes his dancing.
It
Attack.
seems to be a mutual thing. We all know not to interfere in a dance.
Yeah.
It's also very beautiful to look at, like the twirling and the like
Yeah.
physicality of it. It's nice. It's nice.
It's art.
Mhm.
You smack this dude up the side of the face. He like stumbles into the wall, and like you can just see like his face just immediately erupts into a bruise.
I just unarmed attack. Smack
Yeah.
him a little bit. So just give both a whack because I don't
Yeah.
want to kill him. I really don't
Yeah.
want to kill this man. That is a 19 to hit. So that's a 29.
You
That's really low.
absolutely hit the other side of his brain a concussion as well, as he just
Ouch.
smashes into the wall again and slumps. Toey.
I'm just gonna go up, kind of sensing how bad this is, and just kind of hold the hand that's not covered in blood and just like put it in mine and get close to him, kind of like you would a tango dance, and just whisper
Yeah.
into his ear, "Now's the time to go." And I'm gonna point towards like the end of the alleyway, and if he's willing, I'm gonna teleport him 30 feet that way so he can go get help.
He does not have the chance to be willing as he passes out in your arms. You have a way with people.
I just
This guy-
slowly lay him down,
Swoons.
and while he's on the ground, is that the end of combat? Is he the
Yes,
last
that-
one?
He was the last one.
Can I just
Um,
quickly cast Cure Wounds at first level on him as I lay him down, like so he kind of like glows as I lay him on the ground, and he just rests on a bed of leaves.
We should keep going to the dock
Mm,
3, dock 3.
yes.
As you make your way out of the maze that is the back alleys of this city, you find your way to the main road, right? And you can see the docks in the distance. And you run. And as you run, 26 guards are on your tail. They are sort of just like pouring out of side streets. They are behind you. They are still a distance away, but you get the feeling that if you stop, they will catch up to you. You guys are running, and you get past the cobblestone streets, and there's like the layer of sand that comes with being a coastal region. And then the wooden planks of the start of the dockyard area. And as you are running, there is a figure in front of you, pacing back and forth. They have a barrel wrapped in ropes in their right hand, and there is a cigar hanging out of their mouth. As they keep taking puffs of the cigar, their face is illuminated, and it is a hobgoblin. And they look up at you and run up to you, and they just go, "Hello, my friends, gonna guess by the ruckus that you guys are the ones I'm looking for, so hello, probably get on the ship. Run,
I'm
Dock 3.
running past.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just keep
Yeah.
going." And they pull the cigar out of their mouth and they light the keg on this barrel of gunpowder and
Hell yeah.
fucking yeet it. And it boom,
I
boom,
love you, pirates.
and this all these guards sort of, they don't really notice it, and then this massive fucking explosion. You watch bodies flying, like they're not dead, they impact the ground and they get back up, and then some of them just sort of get back up and fall back down immediately because they just took a gunpowder explosion to the face. But so this hobgoblin runs up to catch up with you, and they wave their hands, and between their fingers a golden net of arcane energy forms, and they just shout into this net, "Cast off, cast off, cast off, cast off, cast off, cast off!" And you watch as they throw it, and it becomes a seagull, and then it disappears. And you see the lanterns on one of the ships turn on. Go right, get on the boat. I'm going to need you all to make an athletics check for me to jump onto the ship as it is starting to leave.
26.
17.
29.
I'm going to use Draconic Transformation,
Mm-hmm.
which allows me to fly. I guess I yell into the air, and these like big algae, like colored and kind of like dripping wings sprout out of my back, and my face becomes a little bit more draconic, and I guess I get like claws and stuff, and it sprouts. The wings are incorporeal, but they give me a flying speed of 60 feet, so I like jump off the pier and fly over to the ship and land down on it.
Without a problem, you guys are running up to the dock and leaping off of it and catching yourselves and hauling ass up the side of this ship as it is casting off. And the three of you look up, and Ceph is already on deck. She's got wings. She looks really cool. And behind you, there is a blue-skinned water genasi clasping forearms with the hobgoblin as he pulls them up over the side of the deck, and they press foreheads together for a moment. The genasi steps up behind the helm, and you watch as two sailors, a human and a tiefling, cast gust of wind in the sails, and you guys, the ship is rocked forward, and the hobgoblin walks up to you, and he's panting, and he's like, "Talk about a fucking prison break! I thought you were told to come alone anyway. Well met. My name is Damon Saltwhip, the pirate queen, Grace Tidesel. I am her right hand, and I have a letter for you." And so he holds out this letter. It is folded, and there is a red seal, like a red wax seal on it. It is a circle with the imprints of a moon and a skull and crossbones, a very small skull and crossbones in the middle of it. And as you open it, it reads, "News of your exploits and skills has reached my ears across the waves, and as such, I have a proposition for you. A job, if you find yourself willing, with treasure and renown your reward. I shan't provide more details in a form that can be so easily intercepted. Sail to Blood Moon Bay. I will hold an audience with you, and, fate's willing, we will find ourselves in an alliance." And it is signed in a very flowing cursive, Queen Grace Tidesel.
She wants an alliance
Skipper,
with
she's gonna ally with you.
Damon Saltwhip, they take the wheel. The genasi goes below deck. The schooner sails into the night. The crew extinguish the lanterns once you leave the bay and move into deeper water. Above you, the stars twinkle, winking their endless approval at you from on high. And below you, the perfect darkness of an unending sea reflects the starlight. You're sailing upon a perfect eternity, a sea of stars, wrapped in a shroud of night upon an ocean that seems to part just for your ship to pass. You don't know how much time passes, but on the horizon, eventually, you see a glow, as red as a setting sun. It's like you've sailed so far and so fast that you've caught the end of the day again, but that's impossible. You're sailing south, and as you have this thought, the ocean beneath you turns. The smooth waters become choppy, and the ship begins to rock. You recall the stories you've heard in your careers, the rumors that whisper that the waters surrounding Blood Moon Bay are protected by the souls of pirates who died at sea and could not find their way home, that the blood of lost sailors stains the ocean and shores of the island a deep and visceral red. That glow on the horizon draws stronger, draws you closer, and the ocean grows wilder. The roar of waves filling your ears as the waves themselves crash over the deck, the unchecked wrath of the ocean soaking you to your bones with salt spray and frigid water. You hear Damon Saltwhip shouting something. Their voice is lost in the tempest, and the dark shapes of rogue waves off the bow and crew members scurrying about the deck. You see that. There is the smell of iron and something unmistakably sweet, and just like that, just like the moment in the prison as your cell unlocked, there is stillness and silence and pressure, and the waves about the ship calm and let you pass once more. Saltwhip sags against the wheel and looks down at you with a grin before pointing up to the mast. Forgot to change the flag. That was almost trouble, my friends. But do you smell that? We are home. Around you in all directions is a soft red glow, and ahead of you, rising from the sea, the unmistakable silhouette of Blood Moon Bay. And that's where we're going to end it tonight, guys.
Yeah,
so
that was so
cool.
good.